Hi, I'm Fletcher Camino.
And I'm Flynn Camino.
And welcome to Bombs Away.
The movie we'll be reviewing today is Operation Fortune Ruse de Guerre.
Where?
Where?
It's French for something.
Yeah, they really should put that in action movies.
They really shouldn't. No, I don't
because
think anyone.
the people that go and see the movies don't know how to pronounce it.
Yeah.
But anyway, Carrie Ells is in it, and Hugh Grant and Jason Statham starring. We should have said him first. and
Audrey Plaza and Josh Hartnett, who I thought was one of the highlights of the movie. Very good cast. We saw this film advertised in the cinemas when it had a brief cinema run, and then I saw it later on Prime Video, and so we watched it, and here we are to give our thoughts. Now, we disagree slightly over this movie, so there might be a little bit of friction in this video. But anyway, shall we jump into some positives?
So for positives for me, I'd definitely say Hugh Grant and, of course, Carrie Ells, both delivering really great performances. Obviously, Carrie Ells, his character is a bit blurred, as you've said. Not really clear what he's going for with character or how it's written.
Yeah, I think the writing is a little bit
really well with delivering it however it's meant to be.
It's strange. I think, I'm not sure if they've been in a movie together before, but it just seems like they're sort of in that same league of sort of really good actors who were just British actors who were really popular in the 90s rom-coms sort of general thing, and it's great to see them in a movie together.
Great. Yeah,
I don't think they really get. I'm not sure if they get any scenes together. They might only get like one.
Yeah, not
but I mean, they just both deliver fantastic performances. Really the veterans of the cast, and they truly deliver fantastic performances.
Yep, and I've got to say the action. Very good action.
It's got some good action sequences. This film isn't exactly a full-on action movie. It's marketed as a bit of an action movie, but I don't think it is. It's I don't think it's got quite enough action to be an action movie. I think the majority of it is a sort of more of a heist spy thriller thing.
We'll get to that in negatives, I suppose, for me. But he thinks it's a good heist movie. I don't think it really delivered that much.
I think it was the ultimate heist movie in terms of its writing, because it's very similar to movies like Ocean's 11, which is also your typical heist movie. Also, The Bad Guys to a lesser extent, but basically, I think it's the ultimate heist movie because it focuses on MacGuffins and action sequences and gadgets, while completely ignoring character development and plot.
Again,
which is pretty much exactly what Ocean's 11 does. So if you watch it as a heist movie, you're not going to be disappointed, but you have to know that when you're watching a heist movies often don't care about character development. So yeah, that was one thing that we will get to that in the negatives, but the cast performances were very good. For me, my favorite part of the movie was the brilliant bromance between Hugh Grant's character and Josh Hartnett's character. I thought that was just it's not called a buddy movie, but I really think it should be classified as one, because even though it's not the main plot, it's sort of a subplot, it really made the whole movie work. Like, for the first half of the movie, I wasn't so sure about it. I was just like, I don't know. But, then pretty much as soon as Hugh Grant came on and he started talking with Josh Hartnett, just like suddenly the whole movie you suddenly became clear of, this is what the vision was.
And Hugh Grant with this pretty good Cockney accent.
Yeah, it was weird. I was just like, as soon as he started talking, like, why?
Cockney accent.
Yeah, Hugh Grant is doing a Cockney accent, which to me was a little bit,
Awesome Fortune. That is a sexy name.
I mean, Hugh Grant's whole thing is that he's charming and suave and all like that.
Yeah,
like he does a Cockney accent, but he pulls it off fine. I wasn't sure about it at first, but it really
get used to it,
yeah. So that was my favorite part of the movie. That's what I thought really made it work, and that's why I think that it's a movie that I definitely recommend.
For me, as a soundtrack obsessive, watching the movie, I really enjoyed the soundtrack. It's a
very good soundtrack.
It has a real amazing use of percussion. I love how it used diegetic and non-diegetic
the movie
sounds.
Starts with just like the sound of Carrie Ells' character walking across a wooden floor.
Yeah.
Like the footsteps, and then the percussion builds onto that. And I was just like, some cool stuff.
For those who get the album, that's the track The Handle.
For me, the thing that I thought me compared to was sort of Inception by Hans Zimmer. It's a similar, it not
for the
entirely, but like the use of percussion and deep brass. It's a bit similar to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very good soundtrack. Very good use of music.
This is the the composer's name is Benstead.
Yeah, Christopher Benstead. Never heard of him before. But yeah,
Away.
I'm adding Guy Ritchie to my list of directors who really let music shine. Just sort of bring it up to the forefront. And the list of directors is Steven Spielberg, Christopher Nolan, and now Guy Ritchie. They bring the music up
to the forefront.
Really good. It's good to see that. Right. Do you think that's all the positives we've got?
That's...
I'd have to say that the design, cinematography, very nice.
Oh, yeah, very nice.
Wonderful looking movie. Absolutely brilliant visuals. It's just like, it's really classy, you know? I mean, you go through the whole movie going, I want that suit. I want that car. I want that yacht. It's a really classy sort of movie, and it really takes you into that world. Yes. Let's dive into some negatives now.
Negatives.
So, for negatives, yes, Flynn, you're going to be a lot more negative.
I'll take the forefront.
Yes, you'll take the let me just say that the few negatives I had was that, yes, it is a heist movie, very little character development, the plot is very patchy. That's one thing you've got to realize, the plot is very, very patchy, it's just, the pacing is a little weird, you sort of have to get past that. The first half is very, it's jarring at some points.
Yeah.
And so as a writer, I was just like, that doesn't really work there. But yeah, I mean, no, those are basically my only negatives. And that Jason Statham, I don't think that's the right role for him. I think where he belongs is sort of the Stallone type thing.
That's probably my big negative, Jason Statham. He did well in action, as usual, but whenever they try to make him do dialogue, I find that's an issue.
Whenever he talked,
you got used to him, but like at the start, it was very jarring.
Yeah, I mean, I get that he's sort of being a sort of a gritty sort of maverick sort of character, but he's not quite right for that character. He's better at killing
Meg 2.
Better
Meg
in
1.
Meg. Better than Meg than this. But anyway.
And my negatives, just the general. I just found it very disappointing as a heist film. I just found the general. There wasn't really as much of a payoff as I was hoping. There weren't really enough twists for me. There wasn't really enough build up writing wise. I just think with Jason Statham was dragging it down a little, and then they're relying on minor characters, and I just felt it was a bit off balance, and I didn't like Josh Hart. To be honest, I didn't really like him. I know the point is supposed to be a bad actor and a bit annoying, but he annoyed me, and I don't like that. It was very distracting for me in a way that Jason Statham didn't really affect me like that. And I just found it generally average, not really something. I wouldn't really recommend it. If you like that sort of thing, go ahead, but
it is better than most of the films on Prime Video.
True, it is right up there when they have movies. I think Six-Headed Shark is on there.
Yeah.
Six-Headed Shark.
So there you go. There's
coming out.
Real blockbuster there. And they're also the only streaming service, this is very telling, the only streaming service that has Plan 9 from Outer Space. The colorized version as well. So
ooh, that's even
worse. So there you go. Not big Prime Video fans, but I think this was a pretty good movie that they had. But there's definite problems with it. I wouldn't say that it's a perfect movie, but it is pretty entertaining once you sort of get over the initial patches. And this is the same with the creator. The creator had its little bits where things, just the pacing was off, but once you overcome that in the first half, again, it was in the first half where it sort of dragged a little bit. You get there's a really amazing stuff in store for you. So maybe that's just just pacing. Writers these days need to work on their pacing. One thing that we can heartily recommend though is that you like, subscribe, and hit the bell button.
Ding!
To get notifications when brand new videos come in, which happens all the time. This is part of our review series. We've got a lot of videos in this series. We're coming to the end of the year, but there's still a few more movies that we'll be reviewing this year, so please check them out. Among them, probably the new Hunger Games and Ferrari, which I'm very much looking forward to. So keep an eye out for those ones. We also review some old movies.
I'm sorry, are you from the past?
Also, in the comments below, leave ideas. What should we review? Lots of recent movies. We're looking out for good recent movies.
What are
Say
notable,
where we can.
You go first.
When you recommend movies, please say where we can watch them. Because we're
streaming services.
Australian streaming services from Australia and Tasmania. Streaming services that we can get. And also good heist films. What are some really good heist films?
And notable Guy Ritchie films, please, because this is actually the first Guy Ritchie film we've watched. We want to watch the Sherlock Holmes.
And I don't know if I could watch Snatch with a straight face after watching some ludicrous accent clips.
Yeah, but we want to get stuck. I for one want to watch more of Guy Ritchie's work because I think he might be good, and So until next time, I'm Fletcher Camino.
And I'm Flynn Camino.
From Bombs Away.